Hey everybody, welcome to Friday's Feel Good Flick. Feel Good Flick Friday. I came up with a name and I can't ever remember which one it is. You get the picture. So good to see you guys here. I've got a good little treat today for you. By the way, if you oh, that's my dog in the background. That's Buster, and this is my daughter's art studio. Isn't that adorable? It's our art music studio. Um, if you don't know me, I'm Karen. If you just kind of happened across this live video, I'm Karen of KWS Vocal Studio and do lots of private lessons, voice lessons, and I've been doing a whole lot more online. And I have a little bit more on that later. I'm excited about something new that I'm offering. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. So welcome. On Fridays, I like to share stories, share encouragement, and Wednesdays are my hump day hint day, and I share vocal tips and tricks. And my dog is usually, yeah, he's usually here for the party. Without further ado, I am going to tell you about this a little bit. I'm going to intro the story that I'm sharing today. So I did an interview with my friend Danny Stiles. It was the second interview that I ever did for Sing Me Your Story, which is the interviews that I do that are on my YouTube channel. So check that out if you haven't. And many of you also know Danny from the infamous Christmas caroling story about the necrophiliac or the narcoleptic, depending on how you look at it. So some of you have heard of Danny before, and if you haven't, I encourage you, if you haven't watched the interview, the entire interview, please go watch it because it's a great interview. Danny had a lot of good things to say, and one of the things he shared with us was a little bit about how he got his start. I shared with you guys recently about how one of the very first auditions that I went to, and I thought, well, now that would be fun to also dig back into some of these interviews and share little clips about some of my amazingly talented friends who have gone on to find major success, and sort of some of their pitfalls when they first got started. So enjoy this interview with Danny where he talks about just that. Really quickly, Danny and I first met each other at a gig at Disneyland,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Actually, that was the official first Disneyland show that I ever did. Christmas caroling on Main Street Carolers.
Okay.
I'd actually been hired for Animazement first initially, and I couldn't do the rehearsals because I was still living in Ventura. So like 2.5 hour commute was not going to work for me.
Mm-mm.
Um,
No
and
matter how good
then
the benefits are.
didn't matter. No, well,
Well,
if until they decide that you don't get them anymore. And then and then I had also booked a job at the El Capitan Theater to do the pre-show for the Tarzan show.
yep.
And I was in rehearsals for that, and I was really intimidated by the director Barnett Ritchie.
Yeah.
And she created One Man's Dream and Phantasmic, and she was notoriously hardcore. And I'd never like really done a show. And I remember the first day I went into rehearsal, and she said, "Oh, pick out a costume," and they were like dancer boy costumes, right? So there it was, like Chunky Monkey, and they were like size 30 waist. And I go up to her and go, "None of these fit me." She goes, "Oh, well, then maybe you'll have to start getting on a treadmill." I was like,
Oh.
so I go into rehearsals for this whole thing, and I just feel like she's like disappointed in everything I do. And she started firing people systematically in that process. And I remember I was just so in my head about choreography, and at lunchtime, the stage manager comes up. She goes, "I think Barnett wants to let you go." And I was like, well, so I worked really hard. And by the time that the rehearsal started after lunch, they came to let me know they were letting me go. And I was like, I want to talk to Barnett. So I
Uh-huh.
went up and I talked to her, and
Mhm.
I was like, I think you should really give me a chance, like just at least to recover from the kind of like mental torment you've been, you know. And she goes, you know what, Danny, you just don't have any sparkle.
Oh God. Wait, you don't have sparkle?
I don't have sparkle. That was that was. You just don't have any sparkle. And the worst part about it was I had carpooled with my friend Eleanor that day, and Eleanor didn't get fired. So I had to sit in rehearsal after being let go and watch her put somebody else into my part.
Oh my gosh.
The wonders of theater.
The reality of the business.
Reality. Seriously.
Never carpool.
Don't ever carpool.
That's what we learned.
Make your carbon footprint very large.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be in a very uncomfortable situation.
Oh my gosh. Well, so tell us just a little bit more about, if you can, like, so Disney is kind of where you got started, and I know you did a few things there.
Yeah.
And kind of how did it evolve for you going all the way to New York?
So there you have it. I love Danny, and he just marched right up to her. I love it. But what I love most about Danny and many other performers that I know, is they didn't let it stop them. You know, you absolutely can't hear the word no in this business. But what's so amazing is is even as far as he got with this, he didn't let it stop him. So Danny went on to Broadway, and he went on to do, oh my gosh, I always think the name of the show is Hairspray, and then I'm like, no, it's Nonsense. Sister Act, yes. He went on to do Sister Act on Broadway, and he goes on to talk about a really funny story about something that happened, a wardrobe malfunction that happened in that show. So please go and watch the interview if you haven't. So hopefully this is a little bit of encouragement today, because we have all, even people at the tippy top, we have all had the pitfalls. We've all heard no plenty of times. We've all had to go to that audition several times before we get the gig. You know what I mean? But you do. It's a little bit of a skill to learn, but allow yourself to just go through it, put yourself out there, learn that skill of bouncing back and knowing that if it's not this show or this gig, then the next one is coming. There is one coming out there for you, or there's an opportunity that you might even create or help create. It's coming down the pike. Okay. So anyway, hopefully that spoke to you today. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. So I'm really excited because I have a little bit of a new format for lessons. So just go to my website, which is down there on my Facebook page. You can see the link. But go there, go to the booking page on my website, and I have a new format. I have all the regular voice lesson formats where you can just take a lesson and pay for it as you go. You can do a month at a time. You can do half hour. You can do hour. I have the normal stuff. But what's new is I'm trying, it's introductory, so I'm trying a format where it's hybrid. I call it the hybrid plan, where you have a couple of lessons a month, and then every week what we do is like completely virtual, like recorded. So I'm going to use the app Marco Polo, but we can, I can find other things that might work. But you send in once a week a recording of yourself singing, singing whatever. It could even be just doing exercises, but probably working through a song and a problem part in a song. And it can be an audition coming up. It can be a performance coming up. It can be just for fun. But send that in. I'll give notes and comments and constructive criticism and just things that I hear, things that I'm picking up on that you need to work on. And that you do once a week, every week. And so that's a nice little additional session that is hopefully more convenient for those of you who have crazy busy schedules, which I'm running into a lot lately. People can't find time to schedule their lessons just because they're crazy busy, you know. So I'm hoping that this will be a way for more people to still be able to do some study, even though their lives are crazy. So anyway, I was excited to tell you guys about that as well, but also really excited to share this little clip with Danny. Look out for Hump Day Hints on Wednesday of next week. If you haven't signed up for my email list, go to the post with the freebie at the top of the Facebook page. Sign up for that, because I always let you guys know about some other fun stuff and give you some extra stuff on the email list. So anyway, that's it. I will see you next week. Happy practicing. Have a great week, you guys. Bye.